Welcome to Crossroads and Conversations. I'm Geeti, an Indian woman living, laughing and learning in US for the past 23 years.
And I'm Komal, originally from South Delhi, India, and now navigating work and family life in Patiala.
Join us over hot cups of chai or coffee as we compare and contrast our lives
Our point of views, living in two different countries.
and explore what makes us tick
What helps us grow as women?
and the little things that keep us sane,
If you are a global Indian woman,
or simply seeking relatable, quirky insights.
we are here to be your best friends who make you smile.
Crossroads and Conversations, an episodic journey of two Indian women saying no to age old advice and expectations, using unlearning as their new superpower, and laughing at surprised faces.
So tune in, sip responsibly while we spill the tea.
In today's episode, we peel off the face masks and get real about beauty standards. We are your hosts with the most, Geeti.
And Komal.
We are going to dive into the world where wrinkles are a bigger fear than death itself.
And the pressure to look like a diva doesn't even end at death.
That's right, you better have your winged eyeliner on point for that afterlife.
We are going to talk about how society manages to be so brutal to little girls about their skin color, to teenagers about their acne, to young women about how they are either not skinny enough or too skinny.
And then, as a woman who just had kids, Komal, the pressure to lose weight? In the Middle Ages, we are not allowed to age, have wrinkles, or grey hair.
So, if you want to join in this saga of a woman's search for eternal beauty and youth that never gets fulfilled, grab a cup of your favorite drink and join us.
Komal, you were raised in the capital of India, the biggest metro, and now you are living in a small town. I would love to know your experiences. Were there pressures and expectations growing up to look a certain way? And how did that affect you?
Geeti, you know that I'm fair in complexion,
Oh, yeah.
which is the golden standard of beauty in India. But I was never skinny enough. So I failed in that category. Geeti, I have always been compared all throughout my life with someone or the other. But what hurt the most growing up was being compared to my mom.
Really?
Yes, my mom is fair, extremely skinny, and looks delicate. Geeti, being compared to her in my preteens to all the way in my 40s.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
Just the other day, one of my patients came and said to me that they saw my mom while taking a walk. Without hesitation, she told me that my mom looks so petite and pretty that she could not believe that I am her daughter.
Jeez. My gosh.
They are my patients. They come for treatment. Then tell me on my face that I am not pretty enough. But my mom in her 60s is.
Wow.
So from feeling hurt to feeling not enough and to laughing about this comparison has been a long journey for me.
The society is messed up, Komal.
Yes. Giri, what about you? What was it like for you growing up?
Well, Komal, I was the perfect trifecta of disaster in the beauty category as per societal standards. Because just like you said, being fair is one of the golden standards, which you made it to, but I didn't. I'm fairly dark skinned.
Hmm.
What's number two? Being skinny.
Hmm.
Failed it. Number three is tall girls are desired. Absolutely failed it.
Now I understood trifecta of disaster.
Exactly. So I did not make it at all. Growing up, I hardly got compliments like she's so pretty or beautiful, except for maybe compliments for my really nice long hair.
Hmm.
I grew up with a lot of conflict inside me because at home, my mom was very, very strong in terms of giving a different set of value system to me about beauty.
Mm-hmm.
She used to tell me right from childhood. Maybe because she knew that the society is going to come at me and make comments about my color or height and even my weight, although I was never ever overweight. I was the perfect weight for my age, and I want to be that weight now. Komal, my mom's idea of beauty is very different from how society defines it. She believes that everyone has something pretty and beautiful in them. Someone has beautiful hair, and someone else has pretty eyes. And beauty is definitely nothing to be so proud of or to flaunt around because you have no contribution in it. It's genetics.
True.
But she always said, look for the beauty and you will find it. The society focuses on only one way of beauty, but that's not how it is. I really grew believing that I was beautiful unless I stepped out and sometimes was made to feel differently. He said that focus on nurturing what you have been given and develop skill sets that make you a beautiful person. So take care of your skin, oil your hair, sleep enough, eat food that nourishes the body, and then be nice, be kind. As I've grown up, I think I agree with her more and more. We find people beautiful when we find goodness in them. We find our friends beautiful because we love them. Beauty is truly in the eyes of the beholder. And maybe that's why I grew up always fighting my insecurities because I was getting this wisdom and learnings from my mom to not think about these things. But at the same time, I knew that society has different standards of beauty. A girl should be fair, petite, perfect weight, a certain height, and I didn't have that.
Hmm.
As a girl, there's always a desire to meet those standards, to be called beautiful.
Kitty, were you ever compared to your sister?
When I was very young, I was compared to my sister because she was very fair. As we grew up,
Hmm.
we were more surrounded just by family members and they appreciated our traits and never compared us. So I think I never really thought about it as a grown up person, thankfully. Komal, funnily enough, the outside world was always there to give me advice.
Okay. Regarding what?
For example, if I'm going out to buy clothes, the shopkeeper would not show me the bright colors and would say that I should stick with beige and browns and grays.
Really?
Yeah. They would openly say, oh, no, 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 don't buy reds or, bright colors. It's not going to look good on you.
Okay.
If I'm wearing hoops, somebody would comment, oh, you have an oval face. You should not wear hoops.
Acha.
Everyone
Hmm.
is there trying to show that they want the best for you. Apply the face mask to get lighter skin, don't drink tea, it will make you dark. But actually, what they're doing is making you feel lesser and lesser about yourself by these suggestions. I think that just like you said, you had a journey of handling comparisons with your mother. I had to do a lot of inner work regarding not letting these comments, comparisons, or suggestions affect me. So, Komal, you have two daughters now, and a whole generation has passed. So, I would like to know how it is for your daughters.
Geeti, sadly, not much has changed for girls even today.
Really?
Yeah. My daughters are 9 and 13, and they are constantly compared openly, sometimes for height, other times for complexion, and even for their facial features, Geeti.
Wow.
The sisters are pitted against each other. Not only do I worry about their own body image, but also that it might create jealousy between sisters.
Hmm.
Geeti, forget about my daughters. Even when I go to their school for my parent teacher meetings, I get judged.
Huh?
Huh? Really? I get judged on what I'm wearing, whether it is traditional or modern. Are my hair done? Are my nails done? Even judged for the height of my heels.
So, the people judging you are these other moms or your daughter's friends and peers?
Geeti, I think both.
How do you handle that?
You can't run after judgments people give on you. I don't give them power on me because I try to do whatever I like. Whenever I feel I'm comfortable wearing flats, I'll do that.
Hmm.
It's all dependent on my mood, the amount of time I have. Do I have to rush back to my clinic? Geeti, I've understood that people will have something to say. So I'm not bothered by it anymore.
That's awesome, Komal. In fact, when you say that, I realize growing up, the moms around us, Komal, the moms of our friends or my mom's colleagues and friends, women in general in their late 30s and beyond, they did not feel that pressure that our generation feels to look a certain way.
True.
It was generally accepted that the bodies will change after they have kids and that they are really busy in their domestic life or work life raising kids, and that is their priority, not to look a certain way or fit in a box of beauty standards.
Hmm.
They did not have the pressure to dress modern, go all out on outfits during festivals, maintain their figure, hair is always done, nails are painted. But I think that has changed a lot now. There is so much more pressure on our generation, even in our middle ages and beyond, to look a certain way. Don't you think?
Geeti, forget 40s. Even in her 60s, a woman is not allowed to age.
Hmm,
She's not allowed to have wrinkles on her face or have any loose skin in her 80s.
true.
You won't believe my mom at 65 is often advised to color her grey hair.
Yeah, because the times have changed and a woman is always expected to look beautiful based on their definition of beauty.
Yes, true, true.
And it has its effect, Komal, because I feel so uncomfortable when I start showing my roots and gray hair. It almost makes me feel underconfident.
Hmm.
Although I know that aging is natural and gray hair come with aging. But earlier women used to show and flaunt their gray hairs, their wrinkles, and now we make every effort to hide it.
Geeti, that is the reason now we have Botox, we have hair colors, we have tons of anti wrinkle creams, and they keep launching more new ones in the market.
Hmm.
Because every woman systematically has been made to feel that she cannot age. It has been conditioned in her mind that she has to look young no matter what age she is.
Yeah, and it goes beyond that. Komal, from our face to our vagina, everything needs to be white. And I don't know where this is going to stop and how is this going to affect the next generation.
Kiti, you were born and brought up in India
Yeah,
and now you reside in US.
yeah.
Do you feel are there any major differences regarding these issues there?
Beauty standards are the same everywhere, Komal, no matter where you live.
Mm-hmm.
Although I do think that in US there is more awareness of personal space.
Okay.
When you can decide how obsessed you want to be about it.
Mm-hmm.
So you will see girls here also completely crazy for their looks, buying different products, middle aged women having scheduled appointments for Botox treatments, spa, all of that is there.
Hmm.
In fact, makeup here starts almost in elementary, end of elementary. Like you'll see fifth graders to middle schoolers, sixth to seventh graders.
Really?
Yes, they have their mascara, they have their eyeliner, and if they're allowed, they would probably do more.
Mm-hmm.
So the culture is very much there to succumb to this pressure. The difference is that no one is going to be on your face as much commenting as they are in India.
Okay.
Like how your patients can have the audacity to come and say it to your face.
Mm-hmm.
Here, at least I have not directly experienced it. So if I want to go to a grocery store, completely decked up in a nice dress and outfit, makeup and heels, no one is going to give me a second look. All right.
Okay.
And I could go to a concert wearing a hoodie and sweatpants, and I would be okay doing that as well.
Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm.
So the freedom of choice is still very much there because the concept of personal space is very much here.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas in India, I think everyone feels that they have a right to come and give you their opinion and tell you what they think.
Whether you have asked for it or not.
Yeah. To your point about the obsession with beauty standards, let me ask you this. Have you heard about Sephora girls?
No, not really.
So, Sephora is a beauty store as well as a brand that sells everything related to beauty, skin, hair, makeup, the works. And Sephora Girls is the most talked about phenomenon lately. If you ever go to a Sephora in US, you will see so many little girls. They are about 10 to 12 years old and they are in the Sephora shopping with the confidence of a beautician or a beauty guru. And they're scooping up serums and creams that promise a flawless skin, while their baby cheeks still have not said goodbye to their childhood freckles.
Oh my god.
It's like watching a parade of pint sized influencers in the making. They're so eager to mimic the elaborate skincare routine of their favorite social media stars.
But Geeti, these social media stars are girls probably in their late 20s. And these girls who are following them are so young.
Exactly my point. The parents are not able to stop them. They are standing by with a mix of pride and bewilderment as their entitled little ones debate the merits of hyaluronic acid versus retinol.
Probably they can't even pronounce these words properly.
Yeah, they can't. And they are not worried about the price tag or the effect of these harsh chemicals. They just want to go get these products and use them like the influencers do. And it's adorable, but it's also very thought provoking. And it raises questions about the innocence of childhood and the influence of this beauty culture on young minds.
You are right.
Komal, the culprit is the way we start exposing girls to how beauty is desired by society, how much love, attention, and validation it provides. If you're beautiful, look up any magazine, article, movie, as well as women around them who are modeling the desire to be skinny, fair, and pretty, and how the society embraces these skinny, fair, pretty women. It is hard for any girl to stay untouched by it.
And this special treatment is reserved for women only. Have you ever seen for men these kind of articles or tips?
No, never.
Giti, men get tips on career progression, pursuing their passion, or perfecting their golfing.
Hmm.
This constant pressure to look a certain way is only for women. Have you ever been to any party and noticed what are the opening statements or conversations between women? They're like, have you lost weight? Have you put on weight? Have you lost hair? Anything which is related to looks.
Nobody asks about did you get a promotion? How have you been feeling lately? But have you ever seen men meeting like that? Like, hey, dude, what is happening with your hair lately? I'm seeing a lot of bald spots. Or look at your beer belly. You need to stop drinking.
Never, 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 Geeti. I could have gotten a Nobel Prize, but nobody will ever ask about it. They will always ask about my weight issues.
I know it's only women who constantly obsess not only about their bodies or looks, also about their friends' bodies and their looks every time they meet, right?
Right, Geeti. Wanting to look and feel beautiful or fit is a good thing because some of it is driven by women who want to maintain themselves, who want to keep up with their skincare, their fitness, and that's great.
Komal, it is always great as long as women are choosing it themselves because they want it for themselves, not under pressure, not to prove a point, not to get validation.
Yes,
That's where it gets wrong. We need to remember that we all have different genes, body types, metabolism, and life experiences, especially as women, because our bodies go through so much.
you're right, Geeti. It can be so different for each of us. Someone, even after 3 kids, might be able to go back to their pre pregnancy weight, whereas some may struggle with the weight rest of their lives. Women with hormonal imbalances and PCOS may have it hard, whereas the others may not.
Hmm. Sometimes we don't even see the struggle of others just because from outside they look a certain way, Komal.
True.
There is a common friend whom I often meet just at parties, and she has kids, but she is so petite and skinny.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, one day when I was talking to her, I actually complimented her for that. And she was like, how is your overall health though? I said, my health is fine. She was like, "Are you on any pills?" And I found that a little odd. And I said, "No, because all my numbers are great." And then she was telling me how she takes pills for cholesterol and hypertension. And she said, "Don't go by the skinny body I have. I'm actually unhealthy and unwell."
Oh,
And that really shocked me because so many times we are made to think that if you're skinny, you will not have any underlying health issues. But it's not true. A lot of people who look skinny, they have high cholesterol or hypertension
really?
or diabetes even. And that kind of brought to the light how important it is to focus on actual health and not how we look.
True.
I have been really, really focused on doing activities that make me feel healthy rather than being so obsessed with the number on the scale.
Giri, do you remember once you told me that we should talk to ourselves as we talk to our friends?
Yes.
When a friend is critical of her body, her looks, we correct her, give her confidence, show her love and kindness. Same way, when such negative thoughts come to our mind, we should correct it, show ourselves love, kindness, and positivity.
So true, Komal.
But Giti, we have to stop giving into the unrealistic and obsessive beauty parameters. We must learn to dress up for ourselves.
But there is a reason we become so critical of ourselves in terms of looks. It's because the beauty standards are very constrictive, Komal. They are not representative of diverse bodies and experiences, especially the ones a woman goes through. From periods to pregnancy to perimenopause and menopause, the society just does not allow us to be ourselves. And we really need to understand how important it is for us to accept our body the way it is. Definitely work out to feel fit, to look fit. Eat healthy so you feel better. You're not prone to diseases. Have a self care routine and take care of it. Because one, it goes through so much for us. And two, that's the only place we are going to live forever. And be kind to it because it is so unique to us.
Hmm.
Instead of criticizing it, berating it, comparing it, and even sometimes hating it, we really need to love it and embrace it.
If women wholeheartedly embraced themselves, imagine the seismic shift it would cause. Industries that thrive on exploiting our body insecurities would crumble. Society, marketing, and media sow these doubts only to swoop in and profit from our vulnerability. I hope someday we can see the manipulation and defy their game and rise above.
We cannot control the society that's outside our house, Komal. But I think family, spouse, and friends, they play a huge role. I already talked about how much of an influence my mom was in building my confidence. But another big turning point for me came when I came to US for my studies. I realized that actually in a different corner of the world, my skin color is desired. People would come and compliment me on my skin color, and I would be like, "What the hell is happening? Am I pretty in this country suddenly?" Unfortunately, girls here put their skin through so much, from tanning salon to sun tanning, just so they are not white or pale.
That is such a contrast.
I know.
In India, we are doing everything possible to become pale, and in US, they are going the opposite way.
Yeah. So my college experience drastically brought into light how most girls are actually anxious, insecure, and want to be accepted for how they look.
Hmm.
It is such an unforgiving society, Komal. A girl is not allowed to feel beautiful no matter what shape or form she is, unless she fits in this tiny, tiny box. So, living in an international dorm among women from all over the world, I met young girls who were shorter than me, taller than me, darker than me, paler than me, and yet every single one of them so uncomfortable and insecure with their looks.
Wow.
That's when I was like, this is the most fraudulent parameter ever because it doesn't exist.
True.
That's when I really started getting away from the superficial look and started thinking more and more about who am I as a person? What do I like to wear? What makes me feel good? What makes me feel confident? And going after that.
Right. In ninth grade, I remember Geeti, a classmate, once took a mirror and shoved it on my face and said, "Do you know how ugly you look?"
What? Are you serious?
Yes. After that, somehow it just broke down my confidence and I didn't want to see other people.
Oh,
But then my mom realized something was off. She got me to tell her what had happened. She asked me, "Why am I letting someone else's opinion get to me?
hmm.
Who will decide and based on what parameters the definition of beauty, and why should I accept it?" She started having me do positive affirmations in the morning in front of the mirror. And gradually I was able to let go of that negative experience, Geeti. Geeti, my mom's idea of beauty is very similar to yours. And that is being a beautiful person, feeling beautiful from inside, and disposing of the idea of unrealistic beauty created by society.
We are very lucky to have such amazing moms who have enforced positive body image for us. And you know, Komal, other than our parents, the second most influential relationship we have in our life is with our spouses.
Hmm.
And I luckily got married to a very self assured man who did not believe in these beauty parameters
Hmm.
and who found my personality, talent, intellect, and the way I look beautiful. Someone who could see me for who I was, accept me the way I was, and loved me for who I was.
Hmm.
And you will not believe how many people were stunned that a tall, fair, and handsome looking man wanted to marry me, as if I was someone who had nothing going for herself.
I can believe this.
Even though I was an intelligent, smart, good looking, educated, and financially independent woman. And yet, because I did not fit the standards of society in beauty, most people thought that I really just got him by a stroke of luck.
Hmm.
Whereas we saw it just as two compatible people who enjoyed each other's company, wanting to spend their lives together.
Hmm.
But what has really been the highlight for me is that my husband always loved me through all stages of my womanhood. When I was pregnant, or when I was bloated during my periods, or during postpartum, I think when we see our spouses love us through all these stages of womanhood in all its glory, we fall in love with ourselves a little bit more too.
It's lovely. Geeti, and it is so important to feel loved, especially when we are at our worst. Not being able to fit in anything post pregnancy, though small, yet is a humbling experience for every woman. I have created my own girl tribe who cheers for each other, and we are honest to each other and motivate each other to stay healthy yet stay away from toxicity.
Yeah.
Social media, filters, and selfie culture is creating negative body image and leading to mental health issues like eating disorders, depression, and anxiety. As a mother of two young girls, it is really very bothersome.
Komal, I think whether you're a mom to girls or boys, we have a very crucial role to play.
Hmm.
I'm a mother to two boys, and trust me, as a society, we already have failed girls, and now these standards are being extended to boys also.
Really?
Yes, this generation of boys is so conscious about how they look.
Okay.
Watching that, I very consciously try to embrace my body and show acceptance and have conversations that are focused on good health instead of weight or looks or acne. Because this generation of boys is almost being treated similar to how the girls have been treated for decades. Komal, I want to tell you a funny story or an example. So, right from childhood, my son's favorite color has been purple.
Hmm.
When he was about 6 years old, suddenly he started saying that teal is his favorite color.
Hmm.
So I asked him, when did it change? And he said that his swimming instructor said purple is a color for girls. If he really likes purple, he should probably try to say teal because it's closest to purple, but not quite blue. And he had been questioned about purple being his favorite color multiple times before that, too. And I think he got tired of it. So he started saying teal.
Hmm.
I had a talk with him and he asked me, because colors do not have a gender, why can purple not be my favorite color? Why can only girl have it as a favorite color? And I told him, you absolutely can. Don't let anyone tell you what your favorite color is. Purple is your favorite color, and say it proudly and loudly, and don't worry about what others say. He accepted my advice, and just recently, a few days ago, he had a theater banquet, Komal, and he wore a light purple shirt and a dark purple blazer to that event. And he looked amazingly handsome.
That's really sweet.
When I looked at him, I thought about our conversation. I, as a mom, was able to empower him to keep his favorite color. I really felt very good.
That's really good, Geeti. So it looks like, Geeti, you're trying to raise your boys with the same mindset that I am raising my girls with.
I'm trying. It's not always easy because I myself stumble so many times and allow insecurity to creep in. You know my struggles with my perimenopausal health. Now that my kids are grown up, I try to do exercise and other activities with them so that not only do I have an accountability partner, but I'm able to help them learn that it is good to start investing in your health at an early age.
Geeti, I also talk constantly with my daughters about intelligence and kindness as qualities to value over physical beauty.
It's true.
It is so important in today's world to be aware if our children, boy or girl, are struggling with body image issues and provide support. Gita, I have struggled with weight going up and down whenever it wants all my life. But nothing prepared me for the 40s.
Oh my God, Komal, it's the same story here. The Middle Ages are kicking my butt. Weight gain, hot flashes, loss of hair, brain fog, loss of memory, migraines.
Geeti, it's like a game of hormonal musical chairs.
But Komal, I don't know how. In my 40s, I have found a new superpower, the ability to not care anymore. I don't.
At this stage of life, you realize that beauty standards are as stable as a house of cards in a windstorm, and your self esteem is built on sturdier stuff, dear.
So you strut your fabulous self, armed with a witty comeback for every have you tried this? Have you tried that? And a smile that says, I'm more than a number on a scale.
Geeti, after all, how long can we run after a world where magazine models are smoother than a baby's bottom, and every billboard face is airbrushed to robotic perfection?
I know, right? And now with artificial intelligence, Komal, do we even know what a person truly looks like?
Once upon a time, thin eyebrows were in, and now people are going for bushy eyebrows.
If you are pale, you're encouraged to get a tan. If you're naturally tan, the trend is to go paler.
Eyelashes must be so long and voluminous that you risk taking a flight if you blink too fast.
I know, my mom says that she can do brooming and mopping with those eyelashes. That's how big they are.
And Geeti, don't forget, lips must be plump enough to serve as a personal flotation device.
I know. Everything is so confusing. Straight hair, curl it. Curly hair, straighten it. It seems like hair must always be the opposite of what it naturally is.
Because why make life easy for a woman?
Yeah, true that.
Geeti, have you seen the wedding makeup video, especially from India?
I know where you're going with this.
Geeti, no matter the skin color, they all are smeared with a white base and painted with a palette of colors to make every girl's skin look light.
Yes.
Geeti, do we have any expectations from men regarding their bodies?
They never did. But Now, like I said, I think it is slowly getting to them.
Hmm.
But Komal, I really hope that we do not evolve into a society that engulfs men or boys as well.
Hmm.
Instead, I would love for us to turn into a society who allows space for both girls and boys, men and women, to embrace their own unique bodies and feel confident in whoever they are.
True.
So, the only way is to laugh at these ridiculous standards, embrace our own unique bodies, skin tones, color, choices, and remember that true beauty is about being comfortable in your own unfiltered skin.
Because at the end of the day, we are the ones that make up this so called society.
We need to cultivate a deeper understanding and empathy for women's bodies by respecting their unique experiences and rejecting unrealistic beauty standards that reduce them to mere objects of aesthetic value.
Let this be a wake up call to foster a more respectful and supportive environment that values women and men for their contributions and individuality.
In the end, we just want to wrap up by saying that we all need to stop being at crossroads of what beauty is and begin a conversation of positive body image. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. We welcome you to join our tribe on Instagram at Crossroads and Conversations. Let's continue the conversation.
Remember, your life isn't just about reaching a destination.
So make your own mistakes, chart your own path, take charge of your life, and enjoy the journey.
We will see you again at Crossroads for another conversation.
Until then, this is Geeti.
And Komal, signing off.